If a woman greets you like this, she thinks you're a very good-looking older man. You might not notice it immediately because on the surface it's just a simple hi, but something's off, or rather, something's different. The tone changes, the pace slows, there's intentionality in her voice, like her words are wrapped in softness you weren't expecting. You smile back politely, V, but you miss what just happened. She didn't greet a man, she greeted a vibe. That's where most men go. Most men go blind. They think attraction always comes through direct compliments like, you look handsome. But women don't speak that way. Not when they're truly drawn to someone. Women don't compliment with their words. They signal admiration through tone, posture, timing, and presence. So when a woman greets you like this with warmth, softness, and deliberate ease, she's already made up her mind. You're the attractive older man in the room. And the crazy part, you're the last one to realize what she really saw. Welcome to dark psychology, where high-value men come to get inspired, level up their style, own their love life, and take charge of their relationships. Sign 1. She holds eye contact before speaking, even if just a second longer. This is one of the subtlest cues and one of the most powerful. There's a tiny pause before her words arrive. Just half a second, but it's not. She scans for presence, random. It's not polite hesitation, it's her scanning for presence, not for manners. That lingering gaze, almost undetectable if you're not paying attention, is a question in disguise. And are you aware of how you're being received right now? Most men completely miss this moment. Some look away too quickly, afraid to make it weird. Others stare back too hard, like a deer caught in charisma. Both responses, they break the spell because that look wasn't casual. It was calculated. Soft, but they break the spell. Calculated. The better move. Match it calmly. You don't need to smirk or raise your eyebrow like James Bond. You don't need to win the moment. Just hold the gaze briefly. Acknowledge it without flinching and say nothing. That tiny action says, I saw that I'm here and I'm not thrown. And in that grounded presence, she finds something rare. A man who sees and is unshaken by being seen. Picture this. You're walking in to match it calmly. A meeting or restaurant. There's chatter in the background, movement everywhere. But one woman, she glances up and holds it just a second longer than anyone else. She's not staring. She's registering. That's not politeness. That's recognition. Not of your suit or your hairline, but of your energy and the power. It's not in the stare, it's in what follows. Hold her gaze. Don't turn it into a stare off. Just meet her moment with calm self-possession. That's self-possession, not dominance. That's mature masculinity. And to a woman who values emotional depth, emotional control, and grounded energy, and that's irresistible. Quick tip, don't assume every glance is a green light. Context matters, but if this happens alongside other signs, you're not imagining it. You're being noticed. Sign 2, her voice tone drops. Slightly soft, calm, almost flirtatious, soft voice. You ask her something simple. Hey, how's your day going? And her answer, it doesn't just come back with words, it comes back with texture. Her voice lower, softer, slower, almost like she's adjusting her entire tone just for you. That shift in vocal tone. It's not shyness, it's not coincidence, it's deliberate. Most men brush right past it thinking, oh, she's just a soft talker. Or worse, they don't notice it at all. But science says otherwise. Lower voice. According to the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, women instinctively lower their voice. When talking to someone they find attractive, it's subconscious, but it's real. Why? Because a lowered tone is inviting. It creates intimacy. It signals comfort and interest without saying anything explicit. But, and this is critical, don't confuse this softness with mumbled small talk. This isn't filler conversation. This is feminine energy adjusting itself to meet your masculine presence. It's how she draws the room closer without moving her feet. Imagine this scene. You're standing in line at a coffee shop. She greets the barista, upbeat, bubbly, but when she turns to you, her voice suddenly drops a notch like she's adjusting the volume of the moment just for your ears. That contrast, that's your signal. So, what should you do? Don't respond by raising your own voice. Don't crack a loud joke to keep it light. Instead, ground your tone, match what to do, the warmth, match the energy. Speak low, speak steady. Speak as if the moment matters. That kind of vocal exchange doesn't just build attraction, it builds trust, caution. Not every soft voice and flirting, but if it's paired with eye contact, a smile, or lingering presence, it's not small talk, it's a signal. Sign 3. She smiles with her whole face, not just her lips. Let's talk about the polite versus real difference between a polite smile and a real one. You've seen that tight-lipped, forced smile, the kind people give in elevators or during awkward conversations. It's closed, courtesy-driven, controlled. Now compare that to what happens when someone genuinely enjoys your presence. Their face opens, their eyes light up, their cheeks lift, their eyebrows rise. It's not just a smile. It's an emotional broadcast. Psychologists even have a name for it. Duchan's smile, the douche smile. A genuine expression of pleasure that activates both the mouth and the eyes. Here's where most men go wrong. They assume all smiles are equal. They see a grin and think, she likes me. But they don't know how to read the difference between formality and fascination. A Duchan smile is not planned. It's instinctive. It doesn't say, hello. It says, I wasn't expecting to feel this, but I like it. Let's play this out. You walk into a play this out room, not trying to impress anyone. You make eye contact with her briefly, and suddenly she smiles, but before her lips move, her eyes react. Her posture softens. Her whole face changes tone. That wasn't etiquette. That was pleasure. You didn't just walk in. You shifted her emotional state, and the smile told the truth before she could, the benefit. When you start noticing these real smiles, you become socially sharper. You stop chasing reactions and start recognizing real resonance. You become more elegant in business, more relaxed in relationships, more magnetic without needing a single line. Fair warning, some people are naturally expressive. But when that full-face smile comes right after they notice you, especially if they weren't expecting to enjoy the interaction, that's not just a smile, that's a yes. Sign 4, she uses your name immediately. You introduce yourself. She uses your name maybe in passing. No big deal. Hi, I'm Mark or David or Chris. You say your name casually, not expecting anything special, but just seconds later she repeats it back. Not once, not by mistake, but intentionally. It's nice to meet you, David. Or, David, you seem really grounded. Now listen carefully. That's not random. That's not manners. That's strategy. Using someone's name early in a conversation is a psychological anchor. It creates familiarity, warmth, and connection instantly. When a woman says your name right after learning it, she's doing one of two things. 1, she's testing emotional resonance. 2, she's planting a seed, one that says, I want this moment to matter more. Here's where most men mess it up. They either ignore it completely or they overdo it in return, dropping her name 15 times like they read it in a dating book. Don't do name drop that. Keep it cool, natural, sparse. Use her name once, maybe twice when it adds warmth or meaning. That shows emotional intelligence, not desperation. Picture this. You meet her briefly at an event. Introduce yourself. Then she says, it's nice meeting you, David. I've actually heard a lot about you. That name drop, that wasn't for structure. That was to create personalization, to make the space between you feel intimate, memorable. A word of caution, some people use names habitually, but if she does it early and only to you, that's a green light, not a coincidence. Sign 5, she adds a compliment disguised as a greeting. You walk into the room, no spotlight, no announcement, just your regular walk, your regular self. Before you even say hello, she greets you with, wow, you're looking sharp today. Or, well, wearing a polite disguise, someone's dressed to kill. It sounds casual, but it's not just a greeting. It's admiration. Wearing a polite disguise. Here's the mistake most men make. They think she's just being friendly. They deflect. Oh, this just threw it on. It's laundry day. And in doing so, they fumble the moment. Women are not careless with compliments, especially not toward men they find attractive. They compliment with purpose, especially when it comes disguised as small talk. Here's the key. Small talk. When a greeting comes preloaded with approval, it's rarely random. It's her testing how comfortable you are being recognized. So, what should you do? Don't joke. Don't downplay it. Instead, meet it with grace. Say, appreciate that. Or give a warm, grounded nod and hold eye contact that says, I'm comfortable being seen, which is infinitely more attractive than trying to act modest. Let's paint the picture soft power play. You walk past her desk at work. You're wearing something sharp, not flashy, just clean and tailored. Instead of her usual, hey, she hits you with, look at you, dressed to kill today. That wasn't for the calendar. That was a soft power play, and she's watching how you handle it. If you laugh it off nervously, you break the energy. But if you receive it with calm acknowledgement, she feels validated in noticing you, and that opens the door to more real talk. This skill goes beyond calm acknowledgement attraction. When you start recognizing compliments wrapped inside hells, you'll elevate not just your romantic game, but your professional and social presence too. Because the truth is high value, people compliment with precision. And when they choose you, even casually, they're watching how you carry that attention. Sign 6. She adjusts her posture or hair as she approaches. You see her walking towards you. There's nothing dramatic. No micro adjustments, exaggerated moves, just a subtle moment, easy to miss unless you're tuned in. Her hand gently brushes through her hair, her jacket gets adjusted, she lifts her chin, straightens her spine, or subtly squares her shoulders. It's not fidgeting, it's calibration. Here's the key detail. It doesn't happen randomly. It happens right before she reaches you, not 5 steps earlier, not minutes ago. That micro adjustment, that's not comfort, that's presentation. She's presentation fine-tuning her appearance because she knows or at least hopes you're watching. Most men miss this moment. They assume she's just fixing her hair. But the psychology says otherwise. These small physical gestures are deeply wired behaviors passed down through biology and culture. They're part of how we signal attraction without having to say a word. Let's play this out. You're walking into a networking event or a casual dinner. Across the room, you catch her glance, and just before she reaches you, she adjusts her blouse, touches her hair, or lifts her posture ever so slightly. That's not nervousness, that's readiness. A sign that says, I'm about to be seen, and I want to be seen. Well, what should you do? Don't comment. Don't compliment. Just receive the moment, stay grounded because this energy exchange is silent but powerful. Is it always attraction? No. But when it's paired with eye contact, tonal shifts, she lingers, or a compliment-wrapped greeting, it's not your imagination. You're being assessed and selected. Sign 7. She lingers, turning hello into a conversation without needing to. Sometimes it starts with a simple, hey, but she doesn't walk away. She pauses, adds a comment, asks about something small, something that doesn't really need a response. You are expecting a 1-second interaction. Instead, it turns into 3 minutes of shared presence. Shared presence. That's not small talk. That's a door being left cracked open. Here's where most men miss their shot. They think she's just being nice, or they rush to cut the moment short, worried they'll seem too eager. But what's actually happening? She's testing the energy. She's stretching time. Not because she needs to, but because she wants to. Women don't extend conversations out of boredom. They do it when they feel your vibe, your tone. Let the moment breathe your emotional gravity. Let's paint the moment. You bump into her at the grocery store. She says, hey, didn't expect to see you here. Then adds, so, what do you usually cook with that? Even though her cart is already full. That second question, that's not about your recipe. That's the real hello and your job. Don't overreact. Don't rush. Just let the moment breathe. If she wants to stay in the energy, she will. If you try to force it, the moment breaks. But if you, the benefit, calmly co-hold the silence and flow, you become the man who knows how to let attraction happen without chasing it. The benefit here isn't just romantic. When you start noticing subtle bids for attention, you become socially elegant, emotionally aware, and magnetically calm. You stop seeking connection and start attracting it effortlessly. Bonus point, her greeting mirrors you. That's not coincidence, that's calibration. Here's the final layer. The last layer. One most men never notice, even if it's happening in front of them. You say, hello? She says it back. But something about it feels familiar. The tone, the pace, the energy of her greeting matches yours almost exactly. It's not mimicry, it's mirroring. And mirroring is one of the oldest subconscious signals of attraction in human psychology. When someone reflects your vocal tone, body language, or emotional rhythm, it's mirroring because they're engaged, they're tuned in, they're calibrating to your presence. This isn't fake, it's not game, it's subconscious alignment. And when it shows up in a woman's greeting, that's not chemistry, that's recognition, relaxed tone. You say good morning and she meets your vibe, saying good morning back with matching softness, maybe even matching eye contact and posture. That's not just a good mood, that's an invitation. What should you do? Don't. What should you do? Break the rhythm. Stay composed. Own the energy you've set. When a woman mirrors you, she's saying, I'm here. I see you and I want to meet you where you are. It's not always flirtation, but when it happens alongside any of the previous signs, that greeting wasn't habit, it was intentional. If it feels intentional, it usually is. Her tone, her timing, the way she holds your gaze, touches her hair, says your name, smiles her hair, says your name with her whole face. These aren't random moments. They're subtle signals from women who already see you, even if you haven't fully seen yourself yet. You'll find every tip, cue, and a few helpful tools linked below in the description. No fluff, just what actually works. And if you made it this far, you're one of the real ones. Drop a simple "I saw it" in the comments. That lets me know you're part of the community that actually pays attention. If this video opened your eyes to things you've been missing, tap outrow the like button. It helps this content reach more men like you. Subscribe for daily insights that sharpen your awareness, your confidence, and your emotional power. Share this with a man who's missing the signs that could change everything. And don't leave just yet. There's another video waiting on your screen that dives even deeper into attraction psychology and emotional intelligence. Click that next, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, stay sharp, stay observant, and as always, stay ahead.